Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome to Clustertruck 2021 Speedrunning Tournament of Champions. It's been a little bit of a difficult setup today, and there's a reason for that. We've got a guest co-host here whose name, can I change the name on this? Noah? Noah's with us.
Hello.
Noah
I'm going to be filling in for AJ today.
Playing the role of AJ213 in today's drama.
I've even got a whiteboard. That's how committed I am.
He's a method actor. Noah, incidentally, is our, in case you're unaware, he is the organizer of this whole event. He's been working for what I think I can accurately call 4 months on making all of this happen in the background. I just show up and talk for a bit. So if you've been enjoying the show here, you have, well, not really this man, because that's the wrong name and everything else, but you have this man to thank for it.
Why, thank you.
Why are you in chat? I just saw at the game menu while they were introing. Hello, by the way, 8BitBlitz, Mosaic Task Force, Lexio 8, and TF. I can see in chat. Anybody else who I missed who slipped in little magnets earlier? Welcome to the races. We've got 2 races for you today, as we usually do on these weekends, and the reason why Noah is filling in for AJ is because first up is... It's written at the bottom of the screen if you can't read it. It's AJ213 versus 8BitBlitz. This is a race from the upper bracket. AJ's first race is in the competition, and 8BitBlitz having won his first competition. That's who's coming up here today. And what category are they going to be running today, Noah?
They're going to be running any percent, which is going to be interesting, especially since 8-Bit has said he is not really familiar with portable trucks. And I do remember he said he was going to run with, what was it called again? Super Truck instead of portable truck, which is going to be interesting.
Super Truck? Super really?
Truck.
What is,
yes.
Do you know off the top of your head, because we had 8BitBlitz in earlier, but, you know, everything's a chaotic mess in my head. Do you know what 8BitBlitz's preferred category is?
I think it's no utility.
No utility, okay, so I guess then basically 8BitBlitz is bringing his no utility run to the 80% category here with a little bit of Super Truck.
Oh yeah, I just read in chat he changed it to epic mode, which I don't see why you would do that. 8-bit epic mode is like only when you right click and it goes into slow motion, so I don't think that's the best plan.
For a race. You know, just Matrix Neo occasionally just for the lulz. Meanwhile, AJ, his credentials in the any percent category are, you know, expansive and extensive and significant. Do you have at your disposal, because I don't, what AJ's current ranking on the any percent leaderboard is?
Didn't he? I think he submitted a new run that hasn't been verified yet.
Yes, he did.
open up he's 4th place right now, but I do remember that he beat Wolfie, so that would make him 3rd place again.
Yeah, so AJ is one of the best runners that we have in the any percent category, going up against 8BitBlitz, who's apparently going to be no utilitying it with with a little bit of memeing on the side with stuff. But anything can happen in a race. So let's shift over to race cam here and get ready for the countdown. So anything we want to say about these runners before they get started? I don't
know. Yeah, actually, I think from AJ we can expect a lot of PPTBs. I tuned into his stream the other day, and he's basically integrated it over the entire game. So I think there's going to be a PPTB for every level in Desert, at least. And then loads more sprinkles throughout his run. So we'll see how that goes for him.
Okay, and those PPTBs replacing, are you mean actual pause portable truck boost? He's going to be going up and over, or, well, you know what?
Yep.
Let's save it as, he's showing us. Damn it, you ruined it, AJ. No.
AJ, what are you doing?
Let's save it for the run and get this thing started. Noah, if you want to give us a countdown, I think I've actually got my timer set up correctly for the first time ever.
Alrighty, I will. Should we go from 6 just to change it up?
Hey, it's maybe your one and only time commentating. You do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, if AJ gets eliminated from the tournament now, this is going to be the only time. So, okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The timer didn't start. That's great. All right, but it's going now. It's going now. We're fine. And immediately AJ throwing in a PPTB over 1-1 for a 6.6 seconds time.
Ahead, actually.
Yeah, 8-bit immediately ahead coming into 1-2. I'm surprised that you can get a 6.8 second clear out of 1-1 with a PPTB. I would think it's always faster to just run straight forward, but a 6.6 ain't that bad.
Yeah, he said he averages 6.1s, so...
Oh, wow. That's surprising to me. I'm going to try and boost these runners' volume for their in-game audio here and get a little bit of the effect going on. There we go. Now we're listening to them.
AJ pulling ahead with the PTBs. Going for the movement through 1.7. Previously, he's done PPTBs for it, because he wasn't confident in his movement.
PPT being on 1.8? This is just, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. Trying to set up for this 1.9 skip. Now, this one was always in any, seasoned any percent runners' attempts on this, just to get past the heavy RNG on 1.9. But he's putting in, oh my god, he goes for the PTB off of the back wall on 1-1, comes in with a 6.8. Didn't actually save any time significantly doing that, but you can if you get lucky on where it happens to send you. So AJ is moving
certainly
into...
not holding back.
Yeah. Heading into World 2 as 8BitBlitz is struggling to get through and just dying right at the very end of 1.8 here. I just can't... this is so weird to see PPTBs on these levels. It's PPTB, and we should get a new category going. PPTB %. Every level must be PPTB'd.
People have actually been running PPTB %.
Really?
I think TF right now holds the world record for PPTB %. It's not an official category, but if we ever get category extensions, it's definitely going to be in there.
As a moderator, I, of course, have no idea what's going on, with people running odd things through.
I don't know what AJ's doing here.
Coming into World 2 and struggling a bit. Yeah, AJ struggling a bit, apparently, on 2.6 here. They're coming out with an 8.1 on the final attempt. And for 2.7, one of the hardest PTBs in the game, he gets it in 2 attempts, except for butting his head on that big old wooden pillar as he comes through. This one's going to put him in, and just for the swagger, he goes under instead of over, just making all of our hearts rise a little bit. Oh, and meanwhile, 8BitBlitz is occasionally giving us just a
first epic mode.
little taste of the epic mode. What is the epic mode anyway, Noah?
I think I was wrong, actually, about the slow motion earlier. I think all it does is play epic music, like a Viking drum, and just double your points that you get. I think that's all it does. And since 8-Bit has turned off his audio, we're not getting to hear the epic music. So,
Oh, damn it.
Just the aspect ratio change.
AJ taking a number of attempts to get out of 210 there for that PTB. That one can be a difficult one as well. Just trying to get the height and velocity that you need off of that back wall to actually clear the great big hill that you're supposed to climb.
Eight-Bit now 2-8.
Was it Lexi that 8-Bit went up against in the past run?
Yes, it was. 8-Bit being the underdog and winning the match.
Whoa!
Causing our first upset. Oh my god.
8-Bit just
PB Boulder
ducking
showing
underneath.
his face.
Yeah. PB Boulder always looking for a good attempt to ruin somebody's run there. It's just an encouragement to go as fast as you possibly can, because if you're going at the maximum movement speed through there, under no RNG circumstance will you actually have to deal with the possibility that 8-Bit, or that the boulder will get you. Bit of lag there on AJ's screen coming out of 3.8. We're gonna have to, you know, disqualify him from the right now.
It's definitely spliced.
And PPT being right up and over 310, that's also one that a lot of runners go
PPTB?
for. Yeah, 4-1 on the random laser.
Oh, that's a lot of lasers.
Oh, no!
Oh, you made it.
I think it's the same amount of random luck whether you go over or under. Might as well. Hell of a view
might
on
as
that
well,
level.
Right? You just saw the lasers coming up and you're like, oh no. Oh.
8-Blitz looking for the corner turn off the ice pillar on 3-4. Gets it. Looking for the 3-5 drop. Oh! Just going to go out and around. This is definitely a safer way of clearing 3-5 in one try.
Yeah, definitely smart to do that if you're not confident in your skip ability. Oh, AJ fucking up on 4.
Yeah, he had really good speed there. And then lost it by just catching that back. Oh, he's going for the up and over now. Yep, you may notice that he suddenly died for no reason. The reason why he suddenly died for no reason is that those lasers extend beyond the borders of their arches. So it is down to the attempt to dodge invisible lasers in midair. Whether or not you get through doing that PPTB up and over 3-5. 4-5.
Say 4-6 for AJ. And going for the PPTB on 4-7.
This will put him to the front trucks.
Into goal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, with a good high one, I guess you don't even have to touch a truck. And we've got another freeze frame from AJ momentarily there. Weird that it's, you know, happening the way it is, because everything else is just smooth, full motion, you know, high frame rate, and then it just stops for a bit.
Yeah, very weird. We missed the entire 4-9 skip.
But
yeah, that's really weird.
I know that AJ has Comcast, as do I, so if the live stream goes off at any moment, you can blame everything that's happened on Xfinity, Comcast's, Xfinity's, AT&T's, Disney Warner's time.
For the medieval skip. And failing 2 times now, I think.
And 8-BitBlitz had a fair whack of speed running the straight line of trucks here and just got caught up at the last little truck and took all of his speed away just as he was trying to make that final jump out of the level. This is a level that, for runners, it tends to be like, you know, it's a challenge, it's a temptation. We know that we can go this fast. Holy crap, AJ. Straight in on 5-4.
After PTB. Really going for the any percent here.
Holy, that one's straight in 5.6. That is, I'd be surprised if my IL time on the in-game leaderboards equals the time that he just got in first try on that in this race. Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Pulling off the 5-7 skip.
Oh.
Well, 8-BitBlitz is giving us
through there.
actual in-game footage, epic mode movie cinematography.
Yeah.
5-9, this is a tough one. This is a very tough one. He doesn't actually get what he's looking for there, not enough of a hit, so he's just going to try and find some trucks at the front and carry it out to goal.
And the 510 skip coming in.
This one's free to a runner of AJ's caliber.
Not that
I said
free,
that
apparently.
just to set him up for failure. Yeah, struggle with it, AJ. Excellent. There he goes. He takes his time on that last one and sets it in.
Meanwhile, back to 8BitBlitz. Oh, close to 4-7. It's always a tough one, that is.
Yeah, this level in laser is something you want to have either a really specific plan for or just a PPTB up and over it. But you can't do that when you're in epic gamer mode or whatever it is.
Maybe we need more epic mode. That would work.
Epic mode percent. Taking this jump. Never had a chance there with the amount of levitation he had. Oh, and now we're getting it from 8BitBlitz too.
Oh,
They're just trading off. AJ dropping a truck on his side on 6-4 in order to keep moving through that. That's the standard method for any percent. Yeah, I saw that.
It was still frozen for me at that point.
Oh, everything's messed up. The whole internet is going down. Everybody check Google to see if the internet still exists.
Yeah. Maybe, what was she called again? The woman that wanted to break the internet? Maybe she uploaded a picture again.
10.2 seconds
not even trying the 6-7 skip. Very disappointed.
It's the first runner we've had on this run in quite a while to just be sensible about it, in my opinion, Noah.
Well, no, I'm not sure I agree with you on that one.
Meanwhile, 8BitBlitz is struggling with 410 to exit out of Laser World here. It can give runners a lot of trouble. There is actually a very, very, it is as guaranteed as anything is in this game set of movement for 410. But if you haven't spent a lot of time in noAblity, you probably won't know the movement. You won't know that you need to reset at the beginning. There's a lot of little touchy stuff to get it.
And the death on 5-1. AJ, meanwhile, into sci-fi. Going for movement somehow.
Into sci-fi, by the way, in a World 7 of a 9-world run in 10.5 minutes here. We're seeing him in 7, clearing 7-2.
Definitely not bad.
Yeah.
And a 7-3 PTB first try.
One of the best any percent runners in the world right here.
Oh, and a death. The rocket always makes it fun. But the PTB on the second try. He's really going for this. Might just PB. Actually, I think. Is that still possible? You said 10. Oh, that's RTA, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually been so confusing for me because for the longest time I was the big advocate for we need IGT timing in Clustertruck in order to make this more fair for people who have slower computers. And so I, got familiar with times based on IGT. Now, since we started doing these races, all I have at my disposal is RTA. So now, my whole mind is switched back over to RTA. Every time somebody mentions a time, I'm like, what? Oh, right. No, you mean by IGT.
Yeah, same. Oh, 8-Bit just jumping over the lasers, not even trying to go for the height boost.
Flamethrowers, but yeah.
Wait, what did I say?
You said lasers.
Oh.
See, it's that easy. Remember all the time I was saying, who was I saying?
Yeah. J-Fred.
J-Fred.
Meanwhile, we've got J-Fred coming into 7-8.
Yeah.
Doing the any percent skip.
Be curious to see 8BitBlitz's movement on 5-8 here. This is a level where there is there are safe ways to move through it, but you have to know a lot about the game.
Did AJ die on 7-8?
I did not see.
I think AJ died. He was further along. I don't think we caught the death. Yeah.
Oh, he probably went for that and didn't get it, and he's not getting it again. Yep.
Oh,
so,
no.
If you do the truck drop there, he's not taking the truck drop this time, presumably because of those problems. He's just going to wait it out and get through it. But if you take the truck throw there, by the time you get here, you do not have a truck to put down. So you got all this speed,
AJ.
Carry it through, drop it underneath yourself, and then carry on to the last blower, and then use levitation to get to the end. Because AJ saved his truck, he can pop right over the level and go straight to the end here, changing very little because he had levitation in pocket. But A safe clear after a number of failed attempts on 7-8 for AJ here. Oh! And getting
8-Bit
the
having a
really nice PTB off of this wall and then slamming head first at supersonic speeds into one of those pillars in the washing machine level.
Meanwhile, 8-Bit finally finishing 5-9. He had a lot of trouble with that one.
And coming into 5-10, and since he doesn't have the portable truck, he's going to have to do this in a more conventional way, and he has wasted too much of his levitation and cannot cross the corner. AJ now entering World 8. Yeah. He actually remembered that 8-2 existed. That's hard to do in any run. Remember that you have to turn around and walk out of 8-2.
Oh. Going
having a little trouble on 8-3.
Skip.
Yep, one of the hardest PTBs to pull off in the game because you got to get enough height to get over that gear, but under the balloon that's holding up the airship. And 8BitBlitz has decided to hook up his 56K modem and stream us the rest of the race.
Oh my god.
What's the baud rate on this connection? I don't think he's
feeling it anymore. He's taken a lot of times in his death screen, so I don't think he's feeling it anymore.
And just still struggling a lot with 5-10 here.
Yeah. Come on, 8-Bit, you can do it.
Pull it back. It's a race. It's just, you know.
What are you doing?
Yeah, at this point I'm looking for him to just run it in casually conventional. Don't try and skip the corner, just run it straight forward. But you know what? He's got the levitation finally. If he will just respect that the walls are bigger than the walls. The hitboxes are larger than the walls on this level. You gotta give him a berth.
Really struggling.
AJ, meanwhile, pulling in the epically fast 8-9 there. And then going into the 8-10, again, this is one where you need a lot of height to get up and over, and then on the outside of these gears. Another tricky one, nowhere near as tricky as 8-3, but probably second hardest in this world.
Going for the 9-1 skip. And it didn't do it.
Giving it another shot.
Second try.
And straight into the satanic hands that are, you know, just rocking out for us.
Yeah, just going for the movement backup now.
And it
really
looks
did
like
make it look easier.
8-Bit might have a chance here to actually finish the level. Needs a pop from this popper. Doesn't really, but it's the method that he's going for. And he's in on 5-10, finally into World 6. Well, AJ crosses the lava lake in 9-2, coming to 9-3. And this is a PTB that 9-3 or that AJ is incredibly good at. That is really, really hard. For some reason, trying to get the PTBs off of those pillars at the back of 9-3 is incredibly finicky and takes a lot of time and practice to figure out exactly where and how to place them.
Taking a couple tries on the 9-4 PTB, but he did get it in the end. Meanwhile, Sandwich 8-Bit struggling on 6-1.
Oh wow, massive PTB at the beginning of 9-6 here. I presume he has to still touch down on some trucks, or can he just levitate to goal with that much height?
Yeah.
And going for the PTB on 9-7 as well. That was not enough to go all the way, and apparently he's confident enough that he can get it on the second try. I probably would have taken that just to get over the first half of the level and found a truck and rode it in.
Yeah, if you're a runner like AJ, you're not content with average PPTB.
Ooh, 8BitBlitz is right on the edge of the death barrier there for 6-2, but he does pull it out.
I'm pretty sure, like, his feet just disappeared. They're dead now. That's how low he was.
God, I don't know why, but just thinking of that makes me think of Doctor Who for some reason. Sounds like some kind of plot that they'd have, you know? Just, oh, my legs vanished into another dimension. AJ coming into 9-10, setting up for the PPTB. Gets a second bounce off of it in order to turn it into a first try.
Finished.
And we've got AJ coming in as the race winner at about a 17:47 RTA.
What a run from AJ.
Yeah, that's a hell of a time for any runner. And that is the first time that we get to see, you know, AJ's any percent prowess as currently 4th rank, and as soon as we get around to verifying some runs, 3rd rank any percent runner in the world. But 8BitBlitz is still here to finish out his run, and and I need a beer. God, I feel so much better. I want to say this. I feel so much better than the last race that we had. It was, I was just having a really bad chronic fatigue syndrome day, and I feel 1,000% better today, ready to commentate strong. 1,000% better means 30% of the man that I was before this disease decided to wrap its hands around my neck and slowly squeeze. But, 30% of who I used to be is pretty damn good.
Oh. Okay, 8-bit into 6-9. Nice.
So 6-9, the Indiana Jones in reverse boulder level. We run at the boulders and try to be fast enough to get past them before they catch up. With levitation, no problem whatsoever to get on the outside of the tracks and run them in. 610, 8-bit is turning around and feeding it right through the side of that. 610 is an incredibly difficult RNG-based level if you don't go through the bars like that. Trying to actually run forward on 610 and play the level as intended. There is a keyhole slot that you have to fall through, usually with 3 or 4 trucks, and they will treat you as though you're a little plastic ball in one of those vacuum machine things for kids and knock you around until you impact one of the walls in that little keyhole
Interesting
slot.
Strategy.
8BitBlitz coming in just a little bit too short, getting on the front of the cab of that truck and riding it in, which, yeah, that is a curious way of doing it. Using the levitation in order to try and fall down this hole a bit. Is he just going to wait for the magnet? Because the magnet does not pull from that truck back there. You got to jump forward by a couple.
Oh, interesting strategy. I think he's trying to go for the skip, but he doesn't know it.
Unfamiliar with the magnet skip, but going to try it anyway. But you know what? With enough levitation
he knows
here,
that you can
he's got a chance. Oh,
I don't think he knows you can just jump off the side and levitate.
Yeah, that's the thing with this level. With levitation, you can just jump out to the right, like he's doing now, but you do have to respect that the hitboxes on these buildings and obstacles are way larger than they're supposed to be. Well, way larger than they look to be, anyway. So with this levitation, if he manages it well, we can get into goal on 7-1 and come into 7-2. Little keyhole slot. All you have to do in any percent or any run where you've got levitation is just jump out to the left and then use the levitation to fall into the goal. It's actually faster to use movement. If you get enough speed off of the first trucks at the beginning of that level, you can move faster by taking about 3 jumps and then jumping out to the left and get out of that level in a sub 11 second time, whereas with just levitation, it tends to take 11.1 seconds. Oh, taking that jump, that seems risky to me, but I'm not a no-utility runner. He had enough levitation.
That was a risky jump.
Just barely caught the end of that truck, too, with his toe in order to have the final lev out.
Yeah, he really took a risk there, because with the speed he was going at, like, if he had a tiny bit less levitation, he wouldn't have made it.
And he's got speed here. Does he have enough lev to hit the goal plane before the floor? He does. On 7-4, I always jump to the outside. I move to the outside just in case something happens, especially on that final jump. You know, you catch a corner that you didn't expect, you're slowing down. If you jump to the outside, then you can still hit that goal plane as you fall underneath the path that takes it to you.
And hitting the roof.
Yep, taking a bit too much of a jump off of that level. And taking his sweet time resetting. 8BitBlitz, you need to start running this game like you mean it, or else we're going to use the same rules that we do in verifying runs for moderation. If you're not looking like you are trying to run it as fast as you can, then we don't accept it. I love
actual in-game footage right here.
Yeah, I love that. Just slowly taking the touchdown there. That's a hard jump, and that level 7-5 with those missiles firing at you, it's constantly shaking the world. The way that Clustertruck does like the shaking effect is it actually shakes you. I don't think it shakes the world as much as it shakes you, or it shakes both, and it changes your steering as you're going. You're trying to aim with the mouse, and things will move around on you. And so trying to like feed your way down that diagonal downward tunnel and then land on a precise truck as your camera is shaking and changing where you're actually going to land can be quite difficult.
Yeah, it's too often that I've accidentally... what is he doing? That
He's
I've
just
accidentally missed
now.
that truck. Yeah.
And I honestly,
think,
I feel like we should call it on him. If he's not going to take it seriously and put his best effort forward, then this race is over.
Let's just give him a couple more levels, and if he's messing around too much, we're just gonna call it.
Coming to 7-8, this is the longest level in the game now.
Just making sure that all the people with epilepsy are not watching the stream anymore.
A little bit of lev to catch the first blower there. Coming up to this one, I actually spent a bit of time just the other day on 7-8 grinding it out. I'm always looking for like some kind of game-changing noAblity % method where you can skip a blower and move to here. But the problem with doing that in noAblity is that ultimately you have to get all the way through here. Every single one of these sort of gated checkpoints is a gated checkpoint. So there are ways that you can do in IL strategies to get past them, but they're incredibly unlikely to pull off. Very low percentage. Sorry?
Pulse bounce. Yeah, and the thing with 7-8 is too that if you skip one of the sections, then and you don't manage to skip the next one, then you might as well just not have skipped it at all, because the trucks are timed, and eventually you'll just get the same time.
Yeah, and through that level, it just keeps getting harder and harder. The first one's easy to skip, the second one's more difficult to skip, and then the third one pretty much requires a... Ooh! Oh! We almost saw EightBitBlitz manage to pull in a 7-10 skip where you blow yourself up here on the left of these trucks, get caught in the fan, the blower there, it shoves you into the trucks to the right, and then you get about... Well, it's kind of random, but it feels like you get 1 to 2 seconds worth of invincibility frames against getting blown by the blower again.
Yeah.
And moving back for
backup
here.
Going for it.
I actually like that he's going for this backup at this point. Ooh, just trying to hold it together to find that end goal truck as it comes out. But yeah, you get those invulnerability, those invincibility frames, and then you can actually move past the fan blowers to push your way through 7-10 in a clear time of something around 10 seconds instead of 15.
Is he doing?
He's playing around on the coal level.
Come on, 8-Bit. This is not a speedrunner. What are you doing?
Oh, catching the corner of some of those oversized hitboxes again on this level. And yeah, I genuinely think that we should call it on him because he's just having fun more so than anything at this point. So
yeah,
let's call that a race and get these runners in here for a bit of
listening.
commentatory.
Let's do that. All right. AJ, good run.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to stop the timer. Well, we never really got there, but okay. So yeah, what did we call that as for AJ? It was about a 1720 something, if I recall correctly, by RTA. Was it 17 or 16? Something like that?
I mean, on my timer I have a 1748.
1748 RTA? How do you feel about the run?
Well, I did all the hard stuff correct, but I did all the easy stuff wrong.
Had some trouble there on 7-8, huh?
Yeah, I haven't failed that level since like a year or something like that. It's just not something I ever fail. It's so dumb. And then what's worse is TF is gonna be like, oh, then you should do the strategy where you don't have to do the risky thing. But TF, I never fail in the first place, so why should I care? But
So we actually missed, I think both Noah and I missed the first death that you took. Were both of the deaths to the truck drop where you can occasionally get caught on it? Mm.
Yeah, the exact same.
Yeah, I figured.
Meanwhile, 8BitBlitz, how did you feel about the run?
That was the worst run I've ever done.
Yeah, we noticed around the end of Medieval, you started to give up a bit.
Oh no, I gave up pretty much the moment I took like 7 deaths in Desert.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah, there were a lot of struggles through there.
That is the worst. Okay, because at least like when I got times like 1 hour and 20 minutes, at least then I was so bad that it wasn't that I was failing, it was that I just didn't know how to play the game. Now, there was no reason I should have done that. What cosmic god did I anger to get that time?
I will tell you
AJ.
that my experience with races too, that is just a thing that happens, that can happen. You start a race up and just, I don't know, you miss a couple of them and then it just snowballs and it feels everything's wrong and it's like it never comes back to sync for that race. You step into the no resets world of competitive, speed running, and it's a different thing. I'm not comfortable with it. There's a reason I'm not participating in this race. But I wouldn't blame yourself, or think too poorly of yourself for it, because I think it happens to everybody who steps into a race occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, even I was shaking pretty badly in the start of the race. So
Yeah, I think that's the case
really
for everyone,
my
AJ.
forest.
Well, you still did a lot of PP2Bs for Desert.
Yeah, but they weren't perfect, Noah.
No, 8-Bit actually pulled ahead in the first 2 levels.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
I was ahead at some point in that cursed run?
I loved in particular, thinking back to your desert, AJ, to your desert, I loved in particular the 110 that you got first try, and it worked like perfectly and you had all the speed, but it went in the wrong direction, and so you actually cleared the level in the average time for just running the level without a PTB.
It's just a side effect. It happens.
I'm getting quite a lot of static now for some reason. Okay, that was on AJ's. I've just turned your stream share down. Ah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. I won 57.k channel points. Awesome.
You bet against yourself.
Wow.
He threw the race, everybody. He threw the.
I think that's means for disqualification, isn't it?
No, I didn't actually throw it away. I was going in thinking that I was like, okay, at least I'll put up a respectable time. I'll get like a 26. Well, it won't be great. Maybe I can even submit it to the leaderboards. Maybe get a better time on the leaderboards.
Ooh.
And then the race jitters step in. Or not even the jitters, just like it's a race and it's a weird thing. It just happens, and especially if you start out and you have that kind of early trouble, it just feels, the rest of the run just feels wrong from there on, doesn't it?
Oh, part of that's also because I'm not a very, no reset kind. I reset on Desert if I take a death. If I take a single death on Desert, I reset. So that probably take my mentality completely.
I mean, normally that would make kind of sense if your Desert is really optimized, then it's not really.
I mean, it's really optimized for me, where I have no deaths, I have pretty much perfect movement for me, so I kind of need to do that.
But then the pressure comes in from the race, and then
And also, I was going for a lot more risky strats than I was going for during my last race, so I just kind of
Yeah.
Well,
let that be a lesson for people. Future racers, don't go for the risky strats. It doesn't pay off.
It does make for an entertaining run, because everyone else just gets to watch you suffer.
That's true, that's true. As for the brackets, H is going to be moving up against Wolfie. We're going to be seeing that in a couple weeks. And 8-Bit is going to go up against me.
And lose.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure about that one, but sure.
Okay.
Somebody talking themselves down.
30%.
So we need to take ourselves a break here and set up for the next race, which will be coming up in just a few minutes. Who do we got on the docket, Noah?
We've got Snake and Trixie. and they're going to be running, what was it again? noAblity, I think. So that's going to be an interesting one.
And Snakeathon just put up a new ranking, a new second place run. Well, has it submitted anyway? And if we weren't so backlogged, then it'd be up. But so Snake is ready for a noAblity percent run, and I know Trixie
trained for 30 minutes today.
yeah.
But he's a noAblity main, so it's going to be an interesting one. But they're both ready, so it's going to be a short break. No 20 minutes this time.
Short break in order to make up for the intro, but we're going to take that break now, and everybody stay with us. I'll play a little bit of music as we wait, and we will be back in 10-12 minutes, if that, probably less, with the next run. So stay tuned, everyone. Pawn, Noah, AJ, and everybody else, not out. welcome back to race number 2 of race day number, because I don't remember. We've got AJ looking more like himself now. He's got his voice back and everything.
I think so, do I?
You sounded really weird in the last one, you know? For the last race, commentary just sounded like somebody else entirely. Did you take a lozenge or something?
Okay, I'm good.
You had a weird European accent, too. I don't know what that was about, but...
No. Transitioning.
So, we've got Snakeathon and Triximix coming up next in noAblity percent. Snakeathon has been just an incredibly, consistent runner across every single category that we have in this game. And Triximix and I used to battle regularly for noAblity. Triximix is a noAblity percent, base runner. That's what he called home before he decided to retire. And in fact, I believe Triximix is considering this event his final official retirement, which is a sad thing by my account, because man, I look back really well on the days of me and Trixie fighting for positions on the noAblity percent leaderboards. That was some good fun, and I hate to see Trixie go. Maybe we can convince him to stay by the end of this thing, but probably not.
It's gonna be your glamour, Ronan. Your appeal.
But without further ado, 2 incredibly good noAblity percent runners here who are about to battle it out in noAblity percent. AJ, would you like to give us a countdown?
You know what? I might as well. Runners, get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go!
Hey, I got the timer started.
The runners are off.
So, first off, who beats in World 1? Looks like Triximix coming out with the faster World 1, or 1-1 time anyway, with a 6.8 second clear, and one of these runners started a little bit behind the other when they both started, so that may in fact not be true, we're not sure, but I anticipate this to be an incredibly close, incredibly tight race. Whoa, Snakeathon there! Snakeathon just barely grabbing to the back of that truck on 1-3, almost falling off and almost losing, taking a death in World 1.
Oh.
But they are neck and neck in 1-5 until Triximix takes that little death about halfway through the level, putting him behind as Snake enters 1-6. Looking for an up and over the wall with a little bit of a nose grind pop. Triximix now coming through the same level. Let's see his method. Just waiting for a moment there and hoping to push through the wall. It is about 70-30 chance that the wall will open the way that you want it to on 1-7, and it didn't for Trixie, so he had to nose against it.
Oh.
And taking another death in World 1, just not quite catching the top of that truck on this level, where you want to carry a huge amount of speed in order to cross that big gap and come out of it real fast. Snakeathon, I saw... where was he in the level when he took it? Because I was watching Trixie.
Up on the hill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Maybe I think he slipped off, or even just the trucks were not going his way. One of those.
Yeah, 1-9 can...
Well, Trixie can just definitely gonna work.
Yep, those are the trucks pillaring. And Trixie getting past and over him, but can he get back and find something? He does, and manages to keep it alive through 1-9, not hit the crossbar over top, and actually clear the level and move into 1-10. A little bit of a gap emerging early in this race, but both these runners are incredibly good at noAblity, and noAblity is the category that throws the most RNG at you, and sometimes there's just nothing you can do. We've got ourselves a good race.
Just hope and pray that the trucks go your way.
Oh, Trixie taking a death on 2-1 there as Snakeathon is pushing through 2-4, just trying to avoid these placards, actually taking it slow and steady relative to some of the movement we see. Trixie getting really screwed over there on 2-1. The trucks just weren't going to goal. Finds a truck that manages to stick to the side, struggling the whole way through, but manages to keep it together and push his way through 2-1. As Snakeathon comes into 2-6, goes for a mega jump pop up and over to the top of these trucks, and ends up just waiting for the front trucks to go forward. 2-6 is a really touchy one if you want to go the fastest that you possibly can. It's up to a lot of different little... It's not exactly RNG, but it feels like it. It's very touchy in the methodology to get it. And Snakeathon holding back on 2-7 and just pushing into the goal when it's safe. I think Snake is going to be going for, Snakeathon is probably the most consistent runner that I've ever seen across all of the categories. So his methods are going to be death averse. Stay away from the deaths and you'll pull in a good time and noAblity. That's the rule.
Just don't die. Just don't die, Ronan. It's so simple, right? Don't die.
Easy as that.
It's easy as that. Just
Trixie
don't.
coming into 2-6, while Snake is dealing with 2-10. 2-10 can be very problematic even for the best runner in this category. Just hoping that these trucks give you a good path and that when you take the jumps off of them while you're coming up this hill, oh, Snakeathon getting underneath the wheelbase of that truck and managing to take a jump from a place that few players actually recognize you can take a jump from. You can inherit a little bit of, a refresh on your ability to jump just by touching a truck from just about any angle. And that's what Snakeathon used there to pull that back on 2-10 to move into World 3.
Not getting enough height for the, 3-2 skip? It's a very interesting skip. I do know that you can apparently just run straight to the goal, but it's a bit hard. I've seen Noah do it.
Yes, we saw that on the last race day. We saw Noah do it, but as a primary noAblity percent runner, I still cannot trust myself to pull that in either. It's really, really hard. You got to get all the speed and then some.
Even Wolfie doesn't do it actually, so tells you something about it.
And meanwhile, the mega jump version that he was going for on that is also very touchy. Some of the trucks in this game are just... yeah. Trixie just barely caught that 310 level goal, didn't he? But some of the trucks in this game just don't want to give you a mega jump, You can get it off of any truck in the game, but some of them are like, not until you die 3 or 4 times, then maybe. Trixie also going for the same mega jump we're still talking about so many levels later and missing it because of its Trixiness. Taking the back up and running to goal.
How long have you been waiting to say that? How long have you been waiting to say Trixiness?
I only exist in the moment, AJ. I only exist in the moment.
Okay.
Too many years in a Zen monastery. I don't plan anything. Snake is now into 310, having fought his way through 3-9, having a little bit of trouble on that level. Now he's moving through... again, this is what we're seeing from Snake here is a lot of movement that is, primarily death averse. It's not focused on speed, it's focused on not dying, which so far in this race has, put him into Laser World while Trixie is falling behind into just the later worlds of World 3. So you can't fault the tactic.
No, and it's really crazy how consistent he is overall just this entire game, but I guess it's just that focus of consistent and safe movement gets you really far places in this game.
And Trixie taking a number of little deaths here on 3-6, is it? 3-7? One of those 2 levels. But finally getting the hit here. Trixie, incidentally, as far as I'm concerned, basically invented the fast movement for 3-7. If you get enough speed from the very beginning and keep running at full speed, you take a little bit of a pause before you move on to the logs, but then you get all the speed up and you go straight to goal. And that was something that I learned from Triximix back when we were fighting for world records over Winter World.
I do think, though, that he has, something, speedrunner syndrome? Oh, aging speedrunner syndrome. Yeah, there you go.
You and your subtle insults that you have to turn into acronyms to see what you're saying. So Snake now in 4-8, taking a mega jump over the top, and again, these are slow methods. These are relatively slow methods. Coming out of that level in a 12-second time, that is, not what a speedrunner tends to go for, but in a race scenario where, especially in this category, where you just want to make sure you're not dying while maybe the other guy is. Whoa, going up and over that one, Snake. Jeez. Pulling it in a little bit close on 4-9. Some of these levels are easier if you go fast. Might want to hike your boot heels up and go, man. We know you can.
Oh, no, the RNG.
410.
Maybe on 4-9 he just wanted to clip his toenails, you know?
Going up and over
With the lasers.
The obstacle there. Ooh, taking a little bit of a mega jump, going for it on 410. No! And every second that Snake spends on 410 is a second that Triximix has to close this gap, this half-world gap between them right now. Whoa! Looking out for that. Oh, that's the nastiest RNG you can get. Even the front truck, even the front inside truck got hit by that wall. That is just bad luck. The first 3 times, or the first 2 deaths rather, I don't know. That's, it's between the runner and God, but that one was God saying, no, you're gonna get the bad randomness today. Meanwhile, Trixie waiting it out through 4-7, coming through one of the hardest levels in Laser World. Into 4-8. Just taking his time as well. Gonna go under the lasers there, and then up and over these, and then push into goal.
Taking 4-9 slowly, but you can't blame him. It works at the end of the day. Because, I mean, your alternative strategy is pause bounce and doing a truck height boost that's very finicky, so... Nah.
Snake into 5-5 now as Trixie moves into the last world of 4-10. If Trixie doesn't have the kind of difficulty that Snake had in 4-10, moves through in the first pass, that closes that gap. So we have that same half a world between these two runners that Trixie earned earlier.
And it's really up to Snake right now to not screw up so heavily on a level and die so many times. Because he can keep that lead.
Yeah, and coming into 5-8 is going to be, or 5-7, or no, yeah, 5-8 that we're in right now is going to be a bit of a challenge for you know, potentially. But he moves through it cleanly. If you're familiar with noAblity, it's not that difficult of a level, but if you're just a little bit out of, you know, the right feel at the right moment, it can take deaths from you quite simply. Snake now into 5-10. 5-10 is another one that can give you trouble, especially the RNG right through here. Yep, he didn't have enough speed because of the bad RNG that he got right there. Just moved too many trucks into places that he couldn't use. So he takes a death there. Oh, but Triximix takes another death, canceling that one out in 5-6. So, getting up to here, ooh, he's got the worst RNG on these poppers for having to wait for him. And now the trucks are moving. He has to wait for the trucks to get a little bit further forward. He takes a jump off of that one, and he's in the goal now.
Snake is like a ninja, honestly. Just jumping on those trucks all in the air and just like in crazy places. Maybe that's why he's so consistent. He's a ninja.
Let's make sure that he gets through 6-1. I wouldn't be surprised that Snake just sits this one out and takes the safe jump. Sure, from here over to the left and walks it in. This is a 20-some second long level, usually about 24, 25 seconds. 26 if you take
Trixie,
it the slow
no.
way.
Trixie.
Ooh.
Trixie.
Trixie's staying alive.
No,
but the
gate's
gate
gonna
is going to close. He got under the gate, turns back around, jumps off the truck, and moves into the goal. Holy crap, Trixie. We're not allowed to swear on this program, are we? What are we doing?
No, I think we are.
Oh, okay. Holy poop, Trixie!
Whoa!
I mean, you're over here
wait, take that back.
saying aging speedrunner syndrome like it's no big thing.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, Ronan? Huh? What's wrong with that?
Well, between the two of us, one of us has got a dirty mind, definitely. So again, we've got ourselves just a half-world gap between these, but Trixie misses the distance out of 6-1 in order to connect with those trucks and loses about 10 seconds off the front of this level.
Oh, wait. Snake went through the little smasher. I didn't know you could do that. Like the...
Ooh, Snake's in 6-7. Is he going to drop through the bars, or is he going to go on the outside? He goes on the outside, safe for noAblity.
Yeah.
Moves it in.
It's a sane person. Although, actually, out of any runners, Snake has really, really good air mobility in this game. Like control, so I actually wouldn't blame him if he did go for 6-7.
God, I've apparently missed a lot from Triximix's run here. It was taking multiple deaths on 6-1, was he?
Oh, yeah, definitely, if he hasn't finished by now. Yikes.
Okay, into 6-2. Is he going to run straight across him? Didn't quite connect with the truck the way that he was looking for to run straight across and go to the goal without having to take this corner, but, you know, secures the backup and moves it in. Snake now waiting on the back of this truck in 7-1 to get thrown by the magnet that comes overhead. Is he going to go straight to goal, or is he going to land on the other magnet? He's going straight to goal, and he's shaking his mouse in a way that I do not have faith in. Wow, just squeezing it in between the platform and the wall there to not die on that. I never mess around with that one. That is very, very tricky to feed that in, and for me, it has a lot to do with the timing of when I turn my mouse, so that little shake made me think, you don't have much of a chance here, and then he did it anyway, because he's Snakeathon.
It looked like a bot was doing it, kind of. Just the little shakes is so interesting.
Maybe that's the secret to his consistency, is he just wrote an incredibly good AI long ago, shaking the camera to see everything around it.
Using the latest technologies in machine learning.
And Triximix now doing the drop, also taking the safe method, jumping out, turning around, coming back the fence, and pushing it in for the clear on 6-7, like any reasonable speedrunner will. Noah and Wolfie, looking at you. Snake now just waiting on the truck to fall down here. This is definitely old strats for runners to wait that long for the jump. Although most noAblity % runners do wait that long, you definitely can take that jump from while you're still in the middle of the pipe. There's a level of risk with just about everything you do on that level, but once you get familiar with it, it's not that risky to do. Nonetheless, it seems like I'm the only one who does it around here, so, you know, I'm gonna make a big deal about it.
Oh, it's close 7-1 as usual. Jeez.
And what's kind of amazing to me is that we still, you know, at least by the numbers here, we still just have 5-6 levels between these two runners with everything that's happened, with all the time that Trixie lost on 6-1. You know, Trixie's moving through the shorter levels at the beginning of Sci-Fi, so into 7-3 now, trying to clear that, as Snake is coming out of 7-7. Now that is going to have a lot to do with the amount of time that these levels take to do. The first couple of levels in World 7 are a lot shorter than the middle levels, and then they get short again at the end. But Snake's now into the longest level of the game, just waiting this out. He's going to land every truck safely and just wait for the time that it's, you know, safe to go. As Trixie is trying to close this gap in 7-5. Needs some good RNG from these missiles. They shoot him in the face or blow up the trucks that he needs to move forward, and he's just out of luck. But he moves past that. If he keeps the speed, he could go straight down. He's not going to go for that primary strat. He's going to set up here, and I'm wondering whether or not Trixie's going to jump from the middle of this tube like I do. Nope, he's going to take it all the way down.
Whoa.
Land this truck, take some speed, move to goal. Meanwhile, Snakeathon is in one of the most RNG-heavy bastards of a level that we've got in World 7 here, and manages to clear it in one go just by picking the correct truck. And that does come down to a bit of luck. You take the trucks on the left side, and they could be the ones that get through, and the right ones don't. You take the trucks on the right side, and the same, vice versa. But he got the RNG that he was looking for, takes the safe method on 7-10, stays in the air, and just goes straight to goal with that. As Trixie shakes and wobbles in mid-air on 7-7?
Yeah, yes, the 7-7.
Looking for the feed-in on the keyhole slot here, just barely, you know, getting a bit of a haircut as he brings it in to not hit his head on the archway on 7-7 there. Oh, these movements from Snake. Oh, God, just giving me a heart attack on every one of them. Into 8-4 now, lots of RNG, hoping that he doesn't get shot in the face by these trucks. He doesn't. If he gets enough speed here, he can run straight into goal. Looks like he's just setting up for the safe backup, waiting, but it's not that safe when they're throwing trucks at your face. And he's knocked up into midair. He's got to find a truck to land on and then push out a goal. Loses some time, but doesn't take the death and the full reset there. Meanwhile, Trixie jumping quite early for that. I wasn't sure whether he was going to get hit by the blower on that jump or not, but he did.
We going for the laundry. What was it? Dryer machine? I don't remember the name anymore.
Well, alternatingly, we've called it the drying machine and the washing machine. It makes more sense if it's a washing machine because it's got those rods in it to bat it around, but I don't know.
I see. Going for the slow rinse.
And Trixie did not take the safety method on 710 there the way that Snake did. Actually just, stayed in the level and played with trying to stick to the trucks.
Well, I'm telling you, it's ass.
Which does, well, the thing is, it's a safety method, but it can save you about half a second over the other method. The other method tends to come in with a low 15, and if you're tight and pressed against the final truck that's got the level complete goal taped to it, duct taped to it at the end of that level, then that one comes out with more of a 14.6. So there's half a second or more to be saved by taking the risk of pushing it. But again, I want to point out how close this race is despite, appearances and stuff. We've got Trixie moving through 8-4 to the end as Snake is at 8-9. It's been 5 levels gap between these runners the whole time, and it remains that way as we approach Hell. The levels where, a lot of different things can happen, and 9-7, 9-9, 9-10, any of these can take it from you. What made you gasp there?
The Trixie of the 8-5, where the truck launcher shoots you at the end? He jumped right as it started shooting and barely missed and barely made it to the goal. I would have never took that jump. Shows you what a good noAblity runner does.
Technically just 3 levels of gap between these runners for a moment there. Trixie's on 8-7 and Snake cleared out 8-10. Now into Hell. What? Oh, Jesus, Snake! Why are you, he pretends like he's not getting to the outside? He's messing with me now. He wants my heart to skip. Looking for certain connections with certain trucks here through 9-2. He didn't get it, so he's moving through a slower path. And any one of these trucks can decide to kick you off if you're just not going to goal today if you don't land perfectly on him. But he's into 9-3, and this is another level where the RNG can be the death of you. Oh. For example, yep, the crucifixes sweep all of the trucks out that he was hoping to land on. That's the reason why he was taking that mega jump, is to try and clear some of these gaps and get ahead of some of the cycles on these crucifixes, but they can still get the trucks that you want. And he's got the worst RNG right now. He's really only got a chance for a 19-second clear on that. When the level is kind to you, you can get out in at 16 without sweating. You get out with 14 if you choose to sweat.
Going for a little pop. It's effective, works. Oh, Trixie's going for the waiting underneath the gears. You don't have to time it.
Ooh! Oh, so close on these pipes. One more pipe to cross here, and then to the front trucks. Sometimes those two front can get stuck on the pipes that they just went under, and they did there for a moment, which is why a seasoned noAblity runner will hang back there if they're going to wait for that truck, because you can jump forward and find out it didn't actually go under the damn pipe. You told me we could swear, and now I'm just in on it. I'm all dams and bastards. And there's no better place to be dams and bastards than 9-7, which is where Snake is right now. This is the level that could decide whether or not Triximix manages to catch up on the gap that is just the 5 levels that it's been the entire time. And Snake having to take his first reset on this level, and I say first because we could see multiple. In noAblity percent, there you go.
There's a second.
9-7 is just a damn bastard and a bastarding damn.
It's your time, Trixie.
He takes a mega jump, and he's got good RNG here for a moment, but that gap between the first and the second wave of trucks pulled away in a hurry. It looked good for him, so he took the jump, and then they just slammed on the gas and moved away. This is looking like better RNG. He's got trucks to help him cross that gap, but now he's got to keep moving to the front, and he's got to hope that there's a truck that's actually going to goal today to wait on. He finds it, and he's exiting 9-7, and going into 9-8 as Triximix is going into 9-4. It only turned into one level for Triximix.
Yeah, I took a def on 9-3 is why. He really needed to get through it in one go. But we still have 9-10, so it's not over yet.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how confident Snakeathon is in the PP or in the pause bounce skip for the end. If he's going to go for that, or if he's going to go for the arm skip version, or if he's just going to run it in. I don't expect to see a runner with his conventionals take the 40-some second version. Oh my god! This is actually so high I worry about his ability to hit it right. He hits it right.
Oh wow, okay.
Yep.
23.
He hits it right, and we have a winner for this race. The race closed with Trixie just 3 levels behind, however. Man, half a world gap the entire game coming to hell. It gets down to about a 3 world gap. And Trixie's going to be coming in here, well, all depending on 9-10 and 9-8 here, because 9-8 can definitely screw you over. That's, wow. Oh! Ooh. Trixie doing everything right up until the end there. That last movement was all, I was looking at him going, oh, he's so smart because he stayed himself up on the 9-8 on the truck. He stopped because he saw that the rolling pentagram was coming at him in a certain way, and he knew that he needed to jump far out, and he did it at just the right time, and then just slipped off the other side of that truck and took another death after that.
Oh, Trixie, don't get fooled.
And just looking for enough speed to get past the trucks that are falling from the clouds on his head, coming out of 9-9 here. Moving straight to goal. That goal plane for 9-9 extends far down. Trixie not familiar with the pause bounce, apparently, or at least not confident in it to go for it. Going to take the longer conventional route here, the 40-some second, which makes me feel a little bad that I said I wouldn't expect Snake to do it. But Trixie, as we say, has been, more or less in retirement until now. So some of these later methods like arm skip and the pause bounce, I don't expect to see in his repertoire.
He's going through pretty well.
Right up here, and he's doing the top-down version of hitting the button. And is that a clear?
Oh, he didn't fall.
That's not a clear. That is not a clear. He died on the edge of it and has to make this run all the way up. And this method, because it's the casual method, takes an average of about 38 seconds to get up to the top to hit the button. So every time you miss it this way, that's 40 seconds that you're losing to your run. Very frustrating thing, especially for runners before we came up with the alternate skips for 9-10, was how much time it takes to get up here, and then if you don't hit the button right, which can be rather tricky. Let's see if he gets it this time. And he's got it.
Nice.
And I'm stopping the timer at 25:58, more like a 25:55, I'd say. And that's both runners in incredibly, good times for no ability percent and no reset runs. Why are none of my buttons working today? There we go. It wouldn't stop the timer. It wouldn't move over to the other scene. But yeah, that was a very good race. That was fun, and love to see Trixie running again. I like to see my category. I don't know if I like to run it anymore. Gave it a try the other day. Wasn't too happy with how it felt. Boy, you really got to de-rust from no ability to be able to put up decent times. Don't you, Snakeathon? I can just barely hear you, Snake. Very good run there. How do you feel about it?
I really rushed some things like 9-7 and 8-7, but it was decent.
Yeah, what did we see? What were the longest, the most death points there? There was at least 1 or 2 levels.
Definitely 9-7.
Yeah, 9-7. Was there anything earlier in the game?
Snake?
I don't remember.
Fine. It was, that's how consistent you are for the rest of the levels, I guess.
Very good run. I'll say this, actually, Snake. Oh, 410. Yeah, that's what I was probably trying to think of, 410. But I'll say this, Snake, it felt to me like you were intentionally taking it slower than, say a PB attempt or than you usually would. Is that the case? Because your movement looked like you were taking more backups and taking your time to move through and avoiding deaths as opposed to trying to push through for faster times.
I was a little more cautious, but I think I was just as fast as I would normally do it, and I crushed it a little in some places. So
Okay. And Trixie, how did you feel about the race? 25, what do we call it? About a 25-55 for you after a long time not running this category. How'd it feel?
25-55, that's not really good, to be honest. I expected more like a 24, 25, low 25 maybe. But yeah, that was like maybe 1 year not running this category, not doing a full run. So that's not that bad. The run was really intense for me. And I choked a lot of things, particularly on forest and on desert. And then sci-fi, steampunk, and hell, except 910, were not that bad. But yeah, I feel like I could do better.
Well, I'll tell you what, there were only 5 levels between both of you at pretty much every moment in this race. It was half a world gap, and coming into the end game there, we saw Snakeathon clearing out the game while you were finishing out 9-7. So it was actually a pretty tight race, and under these circumstances of a race, I think high 25 is a damn good time, especially considering that you were going for the old school 910.
Oh yeah, I practiced wrist skip and pose bounces, but that's so hard. I just can't pose bounce on 910. I tried for like 15 minutes, I just didn't pull it out. So yeah,
15
regular
minutes, huh?
for me.
I've tried for like 6-8 hours and I still can't do it. With any consistency, anyway. Like once every 35 tries, I'll get something.
Hey Snake, didn't Noah like bless you or something in order for you to get the pause bounce working well?
yeah, he went to my stream and gave me some advice, and that worked better for me ever since.
Oh, got the blessing.
But this was a hell of a race, and seeing two very good noAblity percent players come together and fight, this was a special treat. And if at all possible, I would like to convince you, Trixie, to come back so we can fight over rankings again, because that was just such a good time.
I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
Do you remember World 8, man? World 8 was friggin' great.
I remember World 8. Yeah,
like
it was
I put
really
in
fun.
a world record, and then you took the world record, and I world record. It was just so good, such a back and forth. We were just driving that category, that little segment down by 3 seconds a piece every time. Good days. Good days. But we can't go back. We must only go forward, and forward we go. Wow, it's like I'm a commentator or something. Into the next races, which should be upcoming next week, because we do these, every weekend until they're done, which should be sometime in 2024. Thank you to both of the runners for the runs that you guys put in for us today. Absolutely fun, absolutely great. Can't wait to see you back in future races and on the leaderboards.
You both did great.
Thanks.
So that said, we've come to the end of today's races. We'll get a link for you in chat if you're watching on twitch.tv/RoninPawn, where you absolutely goddamn well bastarding should be. Where you can get the link to our challenge.com leaderboards. I want to know, is that how it's supposed to be saying? It's challenge, but with an O in it, so I presume it's some, challenge. It's just a French, right? I mean, it's
Challenge.
a Swiss leaderboard. Yeah. Challenge.
Challenge.
we have a challenge up at the chalet, and then something that also is illiterate in that way. I'm not that good of a commentator. We are
Go
done
for
with the races for today. I want to get the hell out of here. Thanks to both the runners one more time. Thanks to all the runners today. And we hope to see everyone else back here next weekend for more races here on Clustertruck Speedrunning Tournament 2021. Oh, that song has claps at the beginning of it. It's less epic. Say goodbye, AJ.
Hey, wait, do I do like AJ213 out?
You're
Like
supposed
that?
to say goodbye,
Oh no.
AJ.
Oh yeah, bye.
No, you say goodbye. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Where's the button?
Professional.